Thank you all for joining us today. We have a special guest to join us as well. It's the former pastor of my predecessor, Richard Austin's church, has joined us today, and so I want to thank Reverend Dr. Jarrett and everyone for joining me to officially open this new branch office, the first Secretary of State branch office in Detroit to open in decades. And I want to acknowledge Joanne Madoni and the executive director of the Detroit Public Library, who's with us this morning as well. There she is. And I really appreciate all of you being here on what is in many ways a historic day. We've got a lot of our staff here as well. But Pastor, I'll turn it over to you to welcome everyone, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you, Secretary Benson, and all who have gathered here on this wonderful occasion to open up this branch of the Secretary of State. It is very significant to us because of the fact that the Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church is 181 years of age. It's the oldest black church in Michigan, and it's just right down the street. And so they've been partners in this church this community a long time. So it's just good to see this branch coming to us, that we can be partners with each other. And it's interesting to note that Richard Austin, who was the first African-American Secretary of State, and he was one of the longest running Secretary of State. He was a member in good and regular standing of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. So we're very proud to be the pastor of the Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church. Me and my wife Valerie are happy to be a part, and we thank you for the invitation to be a part of this occasion. So this is going to be another welcoming part of the outgrowing community of the Midtown area. So we're just grateful that we are part of that. I already made my first appointment to
Good. That's great.
go to the Secretary of State. So just without further ado, just let me say that we're just happy to be here. Now, you preachers, they always have to pray for something, right? So just let me take a moment to thank the Lord for this opening and our gathering today. Eternal God, we are grateful that you have a loving heart for the people and the communities of the state of Michigan, and particularly Governor Whitmore and Secretary of State Benson and our district, Mary Sheffield, to bring to us this particular building, location. Now, God, we ask your blessing that it will be prosperous and it be becomes a very valuable as a service to this community. We bless its initial going out and its ability to provide services to your community. We're thankful to God, thankful to you for the entire staff that brings it and makes it available, and we ask your blessing upon this particular initiation and voyage out. God bless everybody. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you all for being here today. I believe in making government work better for all Michiganders, no matter where they live. Everyone deserves easy access to government services in convenient locations, and that's true for residents of the city of Detroit and folks who live all throughout our state in small cities and rural communities. But as we know, it hasn't always been that way. The opening of this new office really addresses decades of disinvestment and office closures in Detroit. And even as Michigan's population and number of vehicles has increased, we have also seen, as our hardworking staff on the front lines know quite well, that the Department of State cut offices and staff by about half in previous decades. Here in Detroit, one office was closed, another was moved out of the city. 2 offices in the surrounding area were also closed, and that meant Detroiters were regularly waiting in lines for hours when they needed to do business with the Secretary of State. But as you all know, and our staff knows well, those days are behind us. And here at this new office in Midtown, every office in Michigan, residents can schedule their visits ahead of time and also stop by and be met with our greeter and be served immediately, or given an opportunity to come back later that day. So I'm very grateful that now, thanks in no small part to the leadership, in fact, in almost entirely to the leadership of our offices, branch offices, and our customer service department. All Secretary of State office in-person visits are done in an average of 20 minutes or less. And it's an incredible accomplishment, but the people here today are really the reason why it is. So thank you all for making that possible, and also proposing many of the solutions that enabled us to address these problems that had been built up over decades. And among them was getting rid of the take a ticket and wait system that was very inefficient and led to a lot of those longer wait times, but not anymore. We got rid of that system and also doubled the number of services available online and at self-service stations, including the self-service station that is here in this new office that is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anyone can just come up and print their tabs, registration, or temporary driver's license whenever they need them. So, Pastor, I hope you'll share that information with your congregants so that after service they can, if they need to, just come here on a Sunday afternoon and have those services taken care of. We actually have 13 self-service stations here in Detroit. Most of them are at local grocery stores like Meijer and Kroger, where people already need to go. It's one way in which we are bringing government services to where people already are. Another way is in launching a mobile Secretary of State office, which we did last year. This travels to locations like senior centers, foster care facilities, homeless shelters, places where residents already are, and also places where individuals face obstacles to getting to facilities like this one. So even as we speak here today, the mobile office for Southeast Michigan is serving the Sheffield Center over at Grand River in Wyoming. So again, thank you all for being here today, but really thank you for your hard work, for your ideas, for your investment in customer service in this office, and for your work to make Detroit and our services better connected in partnership with each other. So thank you all for being here, and now it's time to cut the ribbons. You'll note that we have two to cut today. One is a traditional ribbon to celebrate the opening of the office, and the other you may recognize as it's a ribbon of tickets from one of the old take a ticket and wait dispensers. So we're cutting this ribbon to mark the improvements that we've made. Perhaps Keith and Jared, you want to come up and do the and cut the ticket if you'd like. I'm putting you on the spot, but
everybody should feel free to come up.
Yeah.
And come stand behind our ribbon.
Yes, there you go. Thank you. Golden scissors.
So we'll cut the gold first to celebrate the new building. If everybody wants to come around the back. We're gonna have to stretch that ribbon out.
All right, you ready? You guys want to come up a little bit? All right, 3, 2, 1. Try this way. There we go. 3, 2, 1.
This one's,
Jared?
I'd be proud of it. Thank you.
we wanted to note that even the ticket dispenser ended on blue.
There you go. And this is Jared Bouchon, our Director of Branch Office Services, who has by and large led the way along with all of these great people here to implement many of these changes, including eliminating this. So if you do the honors.
Ready?
All right. All right, thank you all. Thank you for being here, and we'll get out of the way soon so our staff can get to work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you?